Mick Fleetwood, the towering drummer behind Fleetwood Mac's hypnotic rhythm, didn't just keep time behind the kit. He lived a life where love, heartbreak, and music collided at full volume. If you like topical stories about the world of rock, folk, and pop music, hit that subscribe button.
And we'll figure out what we need to know.
In the swinging 60s, Mick Fleetwood fell hard for model Jenny Boyd. Jenny was the younger sister of Pattie Boyd, George Harrison's wife, who inspired several songs by the Beatles and Eric Clapton, but more on that in a future video. Mick and Jenny had actually attended school together in their teens, and she went on to become a model and an icon of the 1960s counterculture scene. Her bohemian charm inspired Donovan's hit song Jennifer Juniper, written during their time hanging out with the Maharishi in the late 60s. Mick Jagger told her that he wrote a song inspired by her, although opinions seemed to vary on just which song it was. He wrote it during a brief infatuation with Jenny, further cementing her status as a quiet yet powerful influence on the music and mythology of the era. Jenny and Mick got married in 1970 and had 2 daughters in quick succession. They were seemingly a perfect match in rock royalty. But in 1973, things took a darker turn. While Fleetwood Mac was on tour, Mick discovered Jenny was having an affair with none other than his own bandmate, Bob Weston. It was a betrayal that shattered more than his marriage. Mick canceled the rest of the tour, and Fleetwood Mac even disbanded at this point, although temporarily. Mick moved to Zambia to search for clarity, and he was joined, at least briefly, by Christine McVie, who was navigating her own broken marriage. There have been whispers of a brief affair between the two at that time, but they were most likely just supporting each other as friends during a difficult period. Though Mick and Jenny divorced in 1976, they reunited soon after, remarrying temporarily to help their children immigrate to the US. But reconciliation was not in the cards. By 1977, Mick was having an affair with his bandmate, Stevie Nicks. During Fleetwood Mac's Whirlwind Rumors tour in late 1977, the band was deep in chaos. Musical and personal tensions were everywhere. According to Stevie, their first hookup happened after an extremely drug and alcohol-fueled party in Australia. She and Mick were the last 2 left in the suite, completely drunk, messed up, and coked out, to quote Stevie, and ended up sleeping together. Mick recalls that this first night led them into something deeper. In his memoir, he writes that they were soulmates, and that this was a very bright moment, if also reckless and doomed. They even snuck away on long drives. Mick recalls sunrise atop a crater in New Zealand, after which they spent the day in bed together, oblivious to everything else. Reflecting on this period, he wrote in his book, Play On, "Eventually I fell in love with her, and it was chaotic. It was a crazy love affair that went on longer than any of us really remember, probably several years by the end of it." During his affair with Stevie, Mick got a second and final divorce from Jenny Boyd, but also started seeing someone else. Sarah Ror was a close friend of Stevie's and was married to a music executive that had worked with Fleetwood Mac. Stevie received a phone call from Sarah's husband one day in November 1978 to let her know that Sarah had left him and moved in with Mick. Stevie says she was devastated to discover the relationship, and it partly inspired the Fleetwood Mac song Sarah. In an interview, she revealed, "Sarah likes to think it's completely about her, but it's really not completely about her. It's about me, about her, about Mick, about Fleetwood Mac. It's about all of us at that point." On the 24th of April, 1988, Mick Fleetwood exchanged vows with Sarah in a star-studded ceremony at his Malibu home. The guests, of course, included all of his Fleetwood Mac bandmates. Stevie Nicks famously wore a flowing white dress to the wedding, prompting many fans to say that she was trying to steal the spotlight from the bride. Other guests from the wedding, however, say that they were encouraged to wear white, to go along with the laid-back beach aesthetic of the day. Either way, Stevie was definitely the center of attention while dancing and singing on stage with the wedding band. In the early 1990s, Mick Fleetwood met Lynn Frankel, a PR executive whose father managed Mick's money. His marriage to Sarah was quite rocky at the time, with both of them having affairs, and they divorced in 1995, at which time Mick immediately married Lynn. This was to be his longest marriage, lasting 20 years and producing twin daughters. Mick Fleetwood and Lynn Frankel divorced in 2015 amid rumors of infidelity, though they both say that the parting is amicable. There are many other affairs, dalliances, and hookups in Mick's adventurous love life, too many to talk about here. Have you heard anything? Share it with us in the comments below. And if you like topical stories about the world of rock, folk, and pop music, hit that subscribe button.
You and I are good as gold, and we'll figure out what we need.